What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to give a really quick video on the new Doom Eternal DLC. Just kind of talk about my thoughts of this DLC and the fact that it exists. Now, I played Doom Eternal this year. I actually think this game is a really, in a year of, I think, pretty darn good games. This is a game that also is very, very good. Definitely stood out in all the right ways. I've talked about a little bit on Podcast Now about how much I think this game really surprised me. I went in with pretty solid expectations, but this game honestly kind of blew them away. This game, I think, was a much better effort than the original. And not to say the original was phoned in, but this one I think nailed all of the things that it absolutely needed to. And this is absolutely a game that kind of needs, or you would think would actually benefit very, very much from adding in DLC. So whether it be maps for its battle mode, which we actually had one of those, right? Giving constant updates to that, but then also now having a what seems to be, right, very, very story-driven DLC, and this is part one, the Ancient Gods part one. Now, the story of Doom Eternal, I would say, wasn't the greatest thing. Now, that could very much alienate a lot of people, right? I was a fan of it. I'd say it's, again, a much better story than the 2016 Doom. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite story of the year, but honestly, any excuse that they can give me, to jump back into this game is definitely something I'll take. Honestly, combining that with the fact that we're going to have a PS5 and Xbox Series X version of Doom Eternal, which is, by the way, again, not just backwards compatibility. Of course, you could do that, but also you literally, what they're talking about is literally making a next-gen version which takes advantage of next-gen consoles, and if you've already got the current-gen version, you get the next-gen version for free. So that's awesome for me. It's a PS5 version of Doom Eternal just handed to me. That's great. That's honestly a reason right there in my mind to kind of jump back into it, and then to have DLC, we'll have to see if it's kind of like a two-part, or if they would kind of go more like a trilogy route, like a part 1, 2, and 3. But again, the more they want to add to this game, honestly, the better. I don't think it's necessarily a game that benefits from like a game as a service, where you see a lot of these games come out now where a lot of them, the developers say, hey, we're not going to make another game, right? This is kind of the game that we're doing. Let's stop here. Let's keep updating it. Doom Eternal, I think, has things that can, that can kind of work off of, right? Again, battle mode, I think, can constantly get added to, doing different kind of seasons there and the cosmetics and all different kinds of stuff. That does definitely work for it. And again, having a little single-player DLC here and there, having maybe a couple of them, we'll have to see when it is. Now, we know, obviously, that the main trailer for it comes out August 27th, so that's Gamescom, right? Jeff Keighley's Gamescom. So we'll see it there. I would honestly imagine this to come out in the fall. I think what would actually be a really good idea, if I were them, would be to package the DLC with the PS5 and Xbox Series X version. Not necessarily like have a Game of the Year edition, although I wouldn't put it past them eventually, eventually to have, okay, well, you can get the game and you can get the DLC all in one go. But I think it would maybe even make its next generation arrival more powerful if you said, okay, in October or November, obviously the next gens come out in November, but however you would do it, say November or December, let's say, you say, okay, Doom Eternal has the next gen version. If you got it for, current gen, at that point it'd be last gen, you get it for free. And then at the same time, we're also doing the first part of our DLC, right? So we don't know the price. We don't know, again, its release date, although I do think it would probably come out before the end of this year. I could be wrong on that. It could be like an early next year kind of thing. But again, part one, which means you're definitely going to have more than one part. How long, which will be interesting to see how they handle it, right? How long are they going to have that work? Are they going to have it go like every 6 months, where then we're like a year and a half away from now, or a year and a half in the future, and we're still getting DLC for Doom Eternal? Because again, like I said, I have no problem jumping back into this game. It's an amazing game. It was really solid. It was one of my more favorite games of this year. But at the same time, I would like to see the next iteration of Doom, a Doom on next-gen consoles. Give them 3-4 years, and hopefully they can give us the next Doom. And if they're going to keep adding to this one, that does factually, I don't think it's unfair to say that factually does slow them down for the future. So we'll see how they handle it. We'll see what their overall thoughts are. If again, they kind of want this to be out there for a long time, where they want Doom Eternal to last more than just a couple months, maybe like a year or two, rather than, make it kind of a short and sweet and then give us the next version. We'll have to see, or the next iteration, right? The Doom 3, whatever they end up calling that. But we'll have to see. All in all, more Doom, the better, right? I would absolutely sign up to play more Doom Eternal. But guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you guys excited for this new DLC? What do you think it's going to be about? What do you think about some of the hints that maybe they provided in that teaser trailer? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.